The question that comes up when we talk to IT organizations and data center operators is this transformation real? We have been talking about transformation for many years now. So is it underway? What is the status of this transformation? So what we felt we should do is to highlight the 7 signs that clearly indicate that this network transformation for data center is underway. Each of these signs, as we go through, we will see that they're inspired by innovations in the cloud, and we want to inherit these innovations and bring them to for the benefit of mainstream organizations, mainstream enterprises, and mainstream service providers. So let's start with sign number 1, open networking.
And before we jump into sign number 1, open networking, we have a quick audience poll. Which of the following does your organization believe in regards to openness? A, it is a mandatory requirement. B, it is very important. C, it is somewhat important. According to our audience, 43% believe it is somewhat important, and we have a tie for it is very important and it is a mandatory requirement at 29%. This actually sort of aligns with Gartner's recent research and survey audience. So
this is very great feedback. It looks like 60%, super majority, are interested or in open networking in the sense of it's mandatory or very important. So that's fantastic. So let's kind of put some context. Why open networking? Well, if we look at compute, this question does not arise. Mainframes were proprietary and closed systems, very expensive. ASIC, hardware, software, everything packaged into one environment. And we saw a tremendous revolution in disaggregation of the mainframe into x86 architecture, industry standard, can purchase servers from anywhere, and then run applications and operating systems on it. And that led to a disaggregated stack, as we see on the right-hand side. You have choice of ASICs, choice of hardware, and the choice of operating systems and applications on top, choice of software. And what happened was that tremendous amount of innovation took place once the stack was disaggregated. Each layer of the stack, innovations occurred. You didn't have to depend on the other layer in order to innovate. So hardware innovated, ASICs innovated, applications innovated, OS innovated. And you didn't have to re-innovate the OS all the time between 7 different suppliers, each having their own OS. No, Linux is one standard, and everyone and there is continued innovation on Linux, but there is no need to have another open source operating system, for example. And so innovation occurred where it was needed, and a lot of the innovation moved up stack, which is what we witness today, including large public clouds which are built on this disaggregated principle of computing. So what about networking? Well, mainframe of networking, call it a net frame. It remains very proprietary. Oftentimes, even ASIC could be custom or merchant, but the hardware and software are very closed. And so why not disaggregate the stack? And this is where open networking mindset comes in, where you would use industry standard components and leverage standards as a way to disaggregate the stack. And when we do that, we see that you can have choice of hardware and choice of operating system in networking. Now, cloud guys led this innovation. Google had their switch in 2012, the Pluto project or Pluto switch or Google switch, which was an open switch, which ran Google software, Google OS, and that led to massive activity in the ecosystem and ton of innovations over the last few years, where there is a variety of hardware, open hardware, and software available on this disaggregated ecosystem. In fact, there is a prediction by a variety of market analysts that says, that open networking or bare metal switches will reach a quarter of the port shipped in the next few years. So there's tremendous appetite to go disaggregated in mainstream data centers, and we are witnessing that in our own customer environments who who are deploying open networking switches in large scale. So leveraging this cloud principle as first principle, what Big Switch has done is to provide two solutions leveraging disaggregated systems: a data center switching fabric, the cloud fabric, and a data center visibility fabric called Big Mon or Big Monitoring Fabric. They leverage open networking switches from Dell EMC, HPE, as well as EdgeCore Acton, and all speeds are available with a lightweight operating system. The NOS also leverages open source components such as ONI bootloader and Open Network Linux, and both of these are open sourced and open source projects in Open Compute Project OCP. So, and we see one of the examples of customer benefiting from this solution and CapEx affordability. It's a clear advantage of open networking, that can be realized day one. And of course, the choice of hardware. One can deploy different applications leveraging different hardware, more optimized for each application.